Welcome everyone to Coaching in this session. My name is Michael Rearden and I'll be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about, can a mindset coach help you? And it might seem intuitive, like, can a mindset coach help me? I mean, I've been doing it since 2018. The answer is going to be, it depends. It depends on your mindset. It depends on who you are, your upbringing, your beliefs, because if you don't believe something is going to work for you, then it's not going to work for you. However, you can be made a believer. We can start to look at our life and we can start to see that we want to make adjustments. But when you come to me, you have the intention of gaining results and having good in your life. And it's my responsibility to gain your attention so you can see more than just what you're thinking. And I think so many people can see things in a narrow, straight path, and that's it. They say, this is my life. This is my path. When in reality, you have all of these different paths. So can a mindset coach help you, and how can they help you? We're going to be talking about that today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and to share this video and your audio to help build like-minded individuals so we can continue to grow the mindset of our society, our culture, the world. And we're going to be talking about our most recent blog, Can a Mindset Coach Help You? Now, on our blog is self-explanatory. I already talked about it. I said it 3 or 4 times already, right? Can a mindset coach help you? And the answer is going to be, it depends. What I will say is that you might need different coaches for different things. And I remember when I was working early on, I think it was in 2019. So it was right after my business had started. I was in the process of, I understood I was a mindset coach, but there was things that I didn't do. For example, I didn't do fitness training because I started off the coaching and everyone came to me because they saw how I looked and they're like, oh, I want your body. I want to look like you. And I said, okay. So now I'm a fitness trainer. I'm a fitness coach. And I'm like, this is not what I signed up for. I can help people get to a better body, but I'm going into the gym with them. I'm helping them. I'm supporting them. I'm showing exercises, making workout routines and plans. And I'm not saying that I don't do that for my current clients. It's just not my sole purpose and how I operate in the sense of mindset coaching. Because if you go to my website, I do many different types of services: life coaching, mindset coaching, career coaching, youth mentoring, health and fitness training, relationship coaching. I do all of that under the umbrella of mindset. And I get many people, they ask, well, what do you do for career coaching? How do you help people with the career? And we look at the mindset. For example, a success story for career coaching, someone came to me and they said they weren't happy in their job. I said, great, let's figure out where you need to be then. So they determined that they still wanted to stay in the same field. And I said, not a problem. Tell me your strengths. And we found all of their strengths. And guess what? 1 month of coaching increased their salary by $10,000. Now, yeah, this was a great success story. Will it be you? Maybe, maybe not, right? If you don't take action, then it won't be you. But you have to understand that person that I was working with, their mentality was a very complacent type of mentality, very complacent type of mindset. And that person wouldn't take any action if I didn't help them. I had to help that person take action because if I didn't, they would have stayed in that same job they were unhappy with and they wouldn't have taken the leap of faith. They wouldn't have taken the chance with this new job because they had the safety and security of the old job. I told them, I said, listen, you can continue to be unhappy or you can figure out what you need to do to make some changes in your career. Well, they went with my advice and they did exactly what I asked them to. 1 month of coaching, that's all it took. And we didn't even have to go past a month. Typically, it takes between 1 and 3 months for me to help a person with their main goal. And then after that, we work on the next goal. So for example, people might come to me and they say, well, I want some help with my career. And I said, okay, that's going to be our main focus. I don't want you to come to me and say, well, I want help in my career, in my mindset, in my health, in my fitness, and then also in my relationship, because that needs help too. Let's focus on one. Because if you're going to focus on all of these different things, we are not going to get things done effectively. So we need to focus. And I always tell people, let's begin to write out a list of things that you want to do. So if you want to do all this coaching, yes, we can get it done, but it's going to be in a systematic order. It's not going to be whatever you want. It's going to be what you want to do first. So if you want to do career coaching first, let's do it first. Now, let's say you want health and fitness coaching. You want health and fitness coaching, but you also want career coaching. And I might say, well, we can do health and fitness coaching first. But if you're in a hole, for example, you're in credit card debt and you don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage or your rent, your house is in foreclosure, you have to pay taxes. I mean, we can go down the rabbit hole of what can be going on. Maybe something that we do with career might help us alleviate some of that stress that we're having, because the body that is stressed is not going to be healthy. So we're hitting two birds with one stone, but we have to have the right order. So if you come to me with an issue that is in multiple areas, I'm going to offer some advice in what areas we should work on first. Now, it doesn't mean you have to listen to my advice, but you can choose any area you want to work on first, and then we go from there. But the idea of mindset is going to be just helping people understand the way they think, getting into a better mindset and to understand the quality of their thoughts. Are they beneficial? Are they positive? Are they uplifting? All of that is going to be necessary for mindset to finally flourish. So what I do is I help people get from where they are to where they want to be. And we just look at where your current mindset is and we make adjustments to that. Head over to revenconcepts.com. You can get yourself a complimentary coaching session. I recommend anyone who's looking or interested in getting coaching or receiving coaching or just have questions about it to drop in and then to begin that process, because I find that people are inquisitive. They want to learn more about what mindset coaching is because it might be something you have learned or heard for the first time. Everyone knows what a life coach is. You know, Tony Robbins, right? The big life coach. We know what life coaching is. But when we talk about mindset coaching, many people is like, well, what's that? And I always tell people mindset coaching is akin to life coaching. And they go, oh, okay, makes sense. Now, just because it makes sense, it doesn't mean that they fully understand, well, what is the difference between a life coach and a mindset coach? Now, a life coach is going to do similar things to what a mindset coach is, but they might not dabble into all different realms of finance, of relationships, things like that. They might just say, I'm here to help you with general life, right? Maybe career too. But they don't want to lose their niche. So they just want to focus on your life. How can they make your life better? For me, I look at the mindset component, right? How is your mind thinking? We have two hemispheres in the brain, the left and the right. What is the left saying? What's the right saying? Do we need to adjust? Do we need to create balance? Create critical thinking? Ask questions, because if we don't ask questions, we won't get answers. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, why do you have the life that you have? It's the most important question you could ask yourself. And many people are going to skip it. Many people are going to say, well, the reason why I have this life is because my parents, or because of society, or because of my spouse, or whatever, right? Not saying that you haven't had circumstances that might be a cause or a reason for you living in a certain way. But just because you're in this position right now doesn't mean you have to stay there for the rest of your life. You are where you are today, but you don't have to be there tomorrow, or you might not be there tomorrow. And this is not to say that life is fleeting and you never know when you're going to go. This is to say that you can have success today, tomorrow, and in the future, but you have to reach for it. You have to want it. And many people, they just don't even give themselves the idea of wanting success, of wanting happiness, of wanting joy or fulfillment and gratitude in their life. And if they're just going to just simply move with the tides back and forth, they're going to find themselves extremely unhappy in the future. So what I do with my mindset coaching is I help people understand their fears, their limiting beliefs, their human potential. We mix that all together into the goal that they're trying to reach. So if they want help in the career, we look at the human potential, what they can accomplish. And if they have a hard time seeing what they can accomplish, you just show someone who's very successful. Well, they did it, so it's humanly possible. So we start to look at their circumstances. They might say, oh, I can't do this. I might say, well, how much money do you have in the bank? They say, oh, well, I have $5 in the bank. Well, I say Mother Teresa made a difference with 3 cents. So it depends, right? Just because you think you can't do it and someone else has done it, it's all mindset. So it depends. If you have the mindset that it can't be done with $5 and someone can do it in 3 cents, then you just have to adjust your mindset. You can do it with $5. You can make up the money you need for your mortgage or rent, for whatever you need, right? This is not talking about the superficial things, right? The superficial things are going to be the clothes you wear, the cars you drive. As long as you have something to get you to A to B, then you're in business. And that is one of the best things that you can be. Be in business. Take action every single day. So yeah, can a mindset coach help you? And it can. And to talk about my journey a little bit, I was a teacher, and I mean, I love teaching. So it was one of those things where I can still go back to teaching and be very satisfied in it. However, there's even more politics in teaching now than there was when I was in the schools. So that would be something that I would have to deal with. And that's probably something that's going to make me leave again. So yes, I have to just figure out, all right, well, where do I need to be? That's what I had to do. So I had to figure out after I left teaching, well, where do I want to be? So that was 2017. And in 2017, I'm thinking, well, what can I do? So I started to dive into personal development books. I read this book and that book. I couldn't get enough. I started to listen to this podcast and that podcast. I couldn't stop. And my mindset started to get more positive. I started to implement different things in my life, and things started to change. Something happened in my life, and it was almost magical, I guess you can say. Things started to come to me at the right time. If I needed money for rent or if I needed money for food, something happened. I had it now. Whether it be I had a new opportunity, a job, a meeting, or whatever it was, I was always able to get that. And for me at the time, I was like, this is the most bizarre thing ever. Things are going in my favor. Not saying that it wasn't hard, because it was very challenging. It was very difficult. It was some days where I wanted to give up. But I did it. I kept showing up. I kept doing what I needed to do. When I remained consistent in that process, in that drive to be a mindset coach, the beginning was uncertain, as many new things are. You don't know if you're going to be successful. And especially since, what's it, like 50% of businesses fail after 5 years. And I mean, are we at the 5-year mark? We're coming up. We have almost been in business 5 years. So that means I'm going to be one of those top 50% of businesses that didn't fail in the first 5 years. Now, can something happen in this last year where I fail? Possibly. But even if that happens, I would find a way. I would find a way to fund the business. I would find a way to make a living. It might not be pretty. It might not be ideal, but I'm going to keep on pushing through. That's mindset. I understand that I make everything happen in my life. If things are not going my way, what am I not doing? And I know there's an idea of mindset where you say, I can be dangerous because you're giving yourselves all the responsibility. I'm responsible. I'm the person who makes anything possible or makes the things not possible. And what I have found is that I is a powerful word. I am is going to be the most powerful 2 words together. Now, I don't know if you remember, I had an interview with a psychologist, and he talked about different ways to use what you can have in your life. Not I will have, but I have. I have already. It already happened. Because what happens when you say I have instead of I will, I have abundance in my life. I have a strong, healthy career in my life. I have a healthy relationship in my life. I have happiness. And when you ask for it, or when you state it that way, the brain is going to say, well, I guess we have it. Now, there's a big difference between the subconscious and the conscious. Now, if you just say I have $1 million or I have won the lotto, then of course the subconscious mind is going to come in and say, no, you fool. You don't have that. Good try. Maybe try again next week. But guess what? Just because you are trying every single week and you're failing and you're failing and you're failing, understand that just because you fail, it doesn't mean you have to give up. It doesn't mean you have to quit. It doesn't mean that you won't succeed. I have failed and I'm going to continue to fail. I actually enjoy a little bit of failure, because if I don't have that failure, that means I'm not growing. If I always succeeded, if no one ever told me no, if people said, well, I don't need a mindset coach, but thank you. Or if people say, well, your services are, it costs too much money, we can't afford it right now. I have been told no more than I have been told yes. But when I get told yes, I make it count. Because when I show up, and they get the results that they were vying for. Because you can go alternative routes. And I'm not saying that every other coach is bad. I don't think so. I think there's going to be some wonderful mindset coaches. I actually interviewed several mindset coaches and we had great conversations. And to be honest, I think they'll be great coaches. It's just that you have to look at personality. What type of personality do you want in a coach? Do you want someone who's going to hold you accountable, or do you want someone who's going to hold your hand? There's a difference. Because if I'm going to hold your hand and say, well, let's go together and let's be happy. And, oh, you fell, let me dust you off. That is going to be very babying type of mindset coaching. For me, it's kind of like, you fell. Well, what do you learn? Tell me what you learned when you failed, when you fell over. I'm going to be questioning you while you're getting back up. Because when you get back up, I'm going to say, look what happened. You did that by yourself. You failed and you got back up on your own 2 feet. And then I'm going to ask, what's in your mind? And they might say, I don't know. Because you'd never think of it that way. So I'm very strict in how I do my coaching. And I will call you out on your BS before you know it. If you think you're going to run one over by me, think again. Because that's just the type of coaching I am. And I said it many times in the podcast. I said it many times to guests. If you want a person who's going to baby you and hold your hand and say, well, try again next time and I'm going to be, there to support you. I'm here to support you, but I'm not there to baby you. All right. If you want someone to baby you, call your mom. All right. If your mom's not around, call a hotline for babies. I don't know. If they got it, call them. All right. If not, I'm going to make one so you can call them and you can complain and moan about all your issues. Not saying that I won't listen to your issues. But if I listen to your issues, I'm going to ask, what actions do we need to take? And that's mindset. What type of mindset do you have? Do you have a mindset that's going to be resilient? Do you going to have a mindset that's going to be strong and fortified? And then maybe even going into gender, you're going to have a masculine mindset or a feminine mindset. Not saying that if you're a male, you have to have a masculine mindset, or if you're a female, you have to have a female mindset. You can have whatever type of mindset you want, but understand that the mindset that you have is going to bring the results that you might not want. So if you have a feminine type of mindset and you're a male, you might have a difficult time getting women. Vice versa, if you have a masculine mindset as a woman, you might have a hard time getting a masculine man because it's just not attractive. Not saying that you can't do it. It's just that you're going to get different results for the different types of mindset that you have, the mindsets that you emulate or exude. So yes, a mindset that can help you achieve is going to be one that you can easily believe in, whether today or tomorrow. So for example, if you don't have a belief in yourself and you're struggling to find happiness and success and all of this, you might say, well, I can't do it. And I'm going to say, well, who told you that? Who was the person who told you that you can't do this? Because I'm going to find it and I'm going to punch them in the face. And they're like, what? You're going to do what? I'm going to find the person who told you you can't do this and I'm going to punch them in the face. And I joke, I'm not going to punch anyone in the face for no reason. But the idea is we tell ourselves these negative things. We tell ourselves that we can't do something and we just allow it. You're not going to allow someone to keep on hitting you or talking about your mom right in front of you. You're going to stand up and you're going to say something. But when do you stand up to yourself? When you stand up to yourself, when you say that you can't do something or you can't surmount to something or that you have a fear and you can't try because of this or that, you are full of excuses. We have to get rid of those excuses. They don't help us. When you get a mindset coach, they're going to help you see all of the flaws that you're giving yourself, all of the fears that you're giving yourself, all of the uncertainties and the excuses and the circumstances to those excuses. We're going to make them very aware to you. In the beginning is going to be like a kick in the mouth, maybe kick in the shin. And you're going to say, well, you're right. And then there's two things that are going to happen. There's only two things that can happen. One, you're going to rise to the occasion. You're going to change your mindset. And two, you're going to run away. So you have to ask yourself, are you going to rise to the occasion and get this good, strong mindset that a mindset coach can help you achieve and to attain? Or are you going to realize all of your flaws and all of the issues that have to be corrected in your life? And then you're going to say, well, this is too much work. I don't want to do this. And then you run away. And it's sad because many people will choose to run away. 75% of people will run away. Guaranteed 10%. But the majority of people will run away. So can a mindset coach help you? And the answer is yes. But you have to ask yourself, are you ready for a mindset coach? Are you ready to hold yourself accountable and have someone hold you accountable? Are you ready to make changes in your life for the good, for the betterment of your future, of your family, of your career, of your relationships? All of that is going to benefit from you doing what you have to do, from you handling your business, for you finding your purpose, your passion, and reaching your potential. All of that happens because of you. And it's because of you right now that you have the life that you have. Take ownership of where you are so you can take ownership of where you'll be in the future. Can a mindset coach help you? Maybe. But you have to ask yourself, are you ready to change your mindset? Are you ready to put into work? Are you ready to get the life that you desire? My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, you can email me, coachinginsession@gmail.com, and I will see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone, take care.